Krishna's, how he is present in this material world, what is karma, how one should perform his duty. So a lot of questions Arjuna asked, and Krishna kept giving answers. So in the 8th chapter, Arjuna asked many questions. What is Brahman? What is Paramatma? What is a Jiva? What is karma? So many questions he asked. And Krishna given all the answers in the 8th chapter. But in the 9th chapter, Arjuna did not ask anything. Krishna just kept giving more and more information, more and more knowledge to Arjuna. Why? It is because of love with the Arjuna, Krishna is having. So Krishna knows that Arjuna is getting closer to me, he is understanding, he is devoted to me, he is listening to me. So out of love, Krishna is kept giving more and more information by which Arjuna can come closer to the Lord and he can perform devotional service. So Krishna is giving confidential knowledge, which is very, very secret, which is not available anywhere. So before we begin, we'll try to recite the sloka, which is 9th chapter, 4th sloka. Is it on display? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Jagad avyam murtinam. Jagad avyakta murtinam. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Na chaham teshva avasthita. Na chaham tesvavasthita. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Na chaham tatsvavasthitaha. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtinam. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Na chaham tesvavasthitaha. Please recite. Please, yeah. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Na chaham tesvavasthitaha. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Chaham tesva avasthita. Na chaham tesva avasthita. Maya tatmidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtinam. Matasthani sarva bhutani. na chaham tesha avasthita. So we'll recite word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maya, by me, tatam, pervaded, idam, this, sarvam, all, jagat, cosmic manifestation, avyakta murtina, by the unmanifested form, matasthani, in me, sarva bhutani, all living entities, na, not, cha, also, aham, I, tesu, in them, avasthitaha, situated. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Purport, I will read. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. It is said, Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved griham indriye sevon mukhi jihvado sevyam eva sprutiyah adaha. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu ka shlok hai. Lord Sri Krishna's name, fame, pastime, etc. cannot be understood by material senses. Only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service under proper guidance is he revealed. In the Brahma Samhita 5.38, it is stated, Premanjana chulita bhakti vilochana santah sadeva hidesu vilochananti. One can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, always within himself and outside himself if one has developed a transcendental loving attitude towards him. Thus, for people in general, he is not visible. Here it is said that although he is all-pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by the material senses. This is indicated here by the word avyakta murtina. But actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him. As we have discussed in the 7th chapter, the entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of his two different energies, the superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation and everything resting in that energy. Yet, one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. To refute such an argument, the Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof. For example, a king hates a government which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energy of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is the crude example. Similarly, all the manifestation that we see and everything that exists, both in this material world and in the spiritual world, are resting on the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies, and as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vistavhyam idam Krishnam, he is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Śrī Caitanya-Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Savadhu Sri Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajivam Savadhutam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakham Nitam cha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namam Dvancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Yat Kripatam Ham Bande Sri Dinataranam Paramam Sri Chaitanya Om Sat Hare Krishna. So, as I said, that Krishna himself, out of his love towards Arjun, he is giving more and more information, knowledge to Arjuna, because Arjuna is said he is non-envious. In the first sloka, although Arjuna is not asking about it, but Krishna kept giving more and more information out of love. So what was the first sloka? Arjuna says, since you are non-envious, you are not jealous. We all know that if somebody is having some enviousness, some jealousy about anybody, you will not be able to disclose your heart, right? We disclose your heart, we share all our feelings and everything when other person is you trust him. You know that whatever you share, whatever you tell, he is not actually having any enviousness on you. So with that feeling, you will be able to disclose everything. So see here also, since Arjun is not having any enviousness, although both of them are friends, right? Krishna and Arjun, both of them are friends, and they share a very, very good relation. And in the course of Bhagavad Gita, in the previous chapter, since Krishna already know that he is a devotee, he is his friend, so he know that he is a non-envious. So that is the reason he is trying to give more and more information by which Arjun can be elevated. So what Krishna is doing ultimately, he is covering the layers of ignorance. Arjuna is in ignorance. He don't want to fight. He thinks that all the people and the relatives, everybody will die. How can I enjoy the kingdom? So he is on the bodily platform. He is having layers of ignorance. So Krishna is trying to remove those layers of ignorance one by one. So now, by doing that, he has come to the 9th chapter, which is very, very confidential, which is not disclosed, not known by anybody, unless it is revealed by Krishna himself. So now we are so fortunate that knowledge, that jnana is available here with us in the Bhagavad Gita book. So how can we understand that knowledge? When we are also not envious with Krishna, with his pastimes, thinking that, okay, he is just like a normal, ordinary person. If you think like that, then even though you read Bhagavad Gita, you try to understand, you will not be able to understand fully. You will not get any realization. So when we have a complete faith in the Lord, thinking He is the Lord, and perform some devotional service, chanting, then we will be able to understand. Otherwise, even though it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, even though you hear from somebody, you will not be able to get that realization. And you will not be able to continuing the devotional service. So it is very important that we all should be having complete faith in Lord to know this knowledge. So we'll proceed. So what was the first sloka? I'll just try to go back previous 3 sloka and then continue from 4th one. So in the first sloka, Krishna says, idam tu guhyatamam. So he's saying that this knowledge is guhyatamam. The knowledge is of 3 types. One is guhya, guhyatara, and guhyatamam. So I'm not able to share the screen. So there are 3 types of secret which Krishna are trying to reveal to Arjuna. The first one is guhya, which is there in the 2nd chapter to 6th chapter. In the 2nd to 6th chapter, Krishna tells about guhya knowledge, secret, which is knowledge about matter and spirit. So he gives a lot of information about material. Material in the sense, we are body, how we function, what is our karma, what we are supposed to do, all those things. And he talks about spirit as well. And in the 7th to 8th chapter, he talks about knowledge of bhakti. He talks about knowledge of bhakti. What is bhakti? By bhakti, what we can do, how we can do. So 7th and 8th chapter talks about knowledge of bhakti. And 9th chapter talks about knowledge of pure bhakti. Pure bhakti. Anya vilasita shunyam. We should not be having any our selfish desire. By doing any devotional service, we should not be having any motivation that I will get something out of it. So it talks about pure bhakti. So there are 3 types, as I told. Guhya, guhyatara, and guhyatamam. So this 9th chapter is about guhyatamam, most secret knowledge which Krishna is trying to reveal to Arjuna. So what happens when we know about secret, just secret, guhya knowledge about matter and spirit? If you know this much only, what we will get? It is said that you will get liberation, moksha. Moksha means what? Getting liberation is like moksha means you are not going to have any misery, any suffering. You will be in the Brahma Jyoti. So in the Brahma Jyoti, what happens? The soul, Atma, goes and stay in the Brahma Jyoti. There is no other living entity having any relationship with anybody, right? So why it happens? Because when you know a little bit of secret about this whole creation and this material, what will happen? And that you are a spirit soul, we think, okay, this world is full of suffering. Anything you do, whatever you are doing it for your happiness, but misery comes automatically. So let's reject this word. I don't want to do anything here. I'll go and perform some austerity and then get rid of this material world. I don't want to have any karma. I don't want to have any duties. So what happens? You reject this material world and go and perform some austerity, knowing that you are a spirit soul. You can go to a higher destination, right? But if you are here, you are going to have some relationship with somebody, and somebody is giving a lot of pain, because nature of this material world, it is said, what 3 kleshas, right? Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, or Adi Daivika. If you remain here in this loka, in this world, these 3 klesha will come. Nobody can stop it. Medical science, any science, by any innovation, you will not be able to get over from these 3 kleshas. We have to go through. Adhyatmika means you will be getting some problem by somebody else, some other jivas, maybe human or some animals, maybe snake, scorpion, other animals will be hurting you. Somebody in your family, in your relatives, in your community will be hurting you. So nobody can help, nobody can solve that problem. It will keep on coming. Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik means you will be getting that suffering from demigods, flood, cyclone. So those kind of things will keep coming. This is the nature of this material world. Adhyatmika, you will get those suffering from your body itself. Nobody is going to do anything, but you are getting suffering, miseries, problems from your body itself. You will get old, your knees pain, right? You will not be able to see. I can't see it. From last 1 year I am wearing these specs. I am suffering. I am not able to see through these specs also, and like this also. So I am so much suffering because I am losing my eyesight. So your body also gives so much of suffering. So when you get this kind of knowledge in the previous chapter, as stated, you try to leave this material world and perform some austerity, and then try to go to get the moksha, liberation. So that is the destination if you stuck at the 2nd chapter to 6th chapter. But if you progress, if you go to 7th and 8th chapter, it talks about bhakti, knowledge of bhakti, devotional service. And by that what you'll get? Where you'll go? Vaikuntha, right? You all know, right? Vaikuntha Loka. So by that doing that devotional service, little you will go to the Vaikuntha Loka. Vaikuntha Loka is spiritual, adhyatmika. That is not on the material level. So you will be in the Vaikuntha level, and what is your activity? You will be seeing the Lord in the Aishwarya Bhav. Just like in an office, we treat seniors, juniors in a very, very formal way, right? In a very formal way. So by learning the 7th and 8th chapter, this is what we get. But now by understanding 9th chapter, you will go to Goloka. You all know, right? Goloka. Krishna lives, which planet Krishna lives? Goloka Vrindavan. So Goloka is also in the Vaikuntha only. So Vaikuntha is like the whole spiritual atmosphere, entire spiritual. Within that Vaikuntha there are so many layers of planets, different planets. And that highest planet is Goloka Vrindavan. There Krishna lives, and he do his all the activity with cows, Radharani, so many his associates. He is just like playing, doing a pastime. So you can relish the relationship. So you will be always in Ananda, always in happiness. That is the highest planet. We have a Vrindavan here also, right? In this planet, where it is? UP, right? Vrindavan. We have Ajodhya here also. So what are these? These are also not a normal city. Don't think that this is a normal city. Vrindavan and Ajodhya or Mathura or Mayapur, these are all normal place. These are a reflection of that Vaikuntha planets. So we have a Goloka, Ajodhya, all those planets in the spiritual world, and their reflection is here also. It is a kind of embassy, right? If you want to go to America, what you have to go? What you have to do? You have to go to the embassy. America is there in India also, right? Is there or not? It is here in India also, which is known as embassy. So in embassy, everything is American. Their work, their duty, everything belongs to the duty of America. So like that, we have those places here also. So by understanding this Guhyatara knowledge, Guhyatamam knowledge from 9th chapter, you'll reach to Goloka Vrindavan. Krishna's where Krishna resides eternally. So yeah. So in this chapter, what Krishna is saying in the first sloka, he is saying that the knowledge which I am giving you is known as Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya means top class knowledge. And Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam. Rajaguhyam means top secret, top class knowledge, and it is topmost secret. It is not available easily. Why called Rajaguhyam? Raja, king, we all know, right? King has all the secrets. King does not reveal everything to its citizen and to everyone. He keeps so much of secret. So it's a Guhyam, Rajaguhyam. And then it is said, it is Pavitram. Pavitram means it purifies our heart. There is no tinge of contamination in that knowledge. And then it said Uttamam. Uttamam means topmost. And then Dharmyam Avyayam. Dharma, there are so many dharma, right? Everyone has some, family, we have dharmas. You have a dharma with your community, with the dharma with your country. There are so many dharma. So in that, the topmost dharma of the jiva is, you all know, what is the topmost dharma of Atma as a soul? To serve Krishna. That is our topmost dharma. So Krishna will tell. And then it says, Prataksha Abhyam. Prataksha, it is actually, you will be able to see and realize. It's not like you are understanding, knowing it, but you are not realizing it. Just like in the college and school, we study, right? So many theories. But those theories, those studies will not be able to practically experience in the school and colleges unless you work in some factories, some offices. When you work, implement those knowledge, then only you will see how that theory is able to manufacture some product, right? But here Krishna says, by just knowing it, at the same time you will be able to experience it. And what else he says? Susukham kartamam. Means by doing so, by knowing it and by executing those knowledge, you will be always susukham, always be happily doing it. While doing it, you will feel very blissful, you will enjoy. So that's what Krishna is saying. So there are 8 things Krishna is saying. What are those? Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram, Uttamam, Dharmyam, Avyayam, Pratya, Swargamam, and Susukham, Kartumam. So he says, by this knowledge, this is the how this knowledge. See, what happens? Some people try to understand what should we study, what I can do in this world by which I can stand on top, right? Irrespective of what inclination you have, we try to stay top in the community, in the country. That's our desire, right? In the material world, we always try to feel and then think that I want to be on top all the time. So what sort of study you should be doing? You will do doctor, engineer. There's so many areas of study, and like medical science, astronomy, astrology, civil engineering. There's so many things are there. This is also a jnana, right? This is also a knowledge. But this knowledge works at what level? It works on a material platform, right? By that knowledge, what you can do? You may be able to enjoy this material world. You may be able to help some living entity to some extent, right? But with that knowledge, you will not be able to remove the ultimate misery which is we are facing here. What is the ultimate misery? Is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. With that knowledge, you will not be able to solve that problem. Of course, the medical science is trying to solve problems like somebody is seriously diseased. So we have some solution. They have so many variety of solution by which we get relief. That those reliefs are all temporary, right? So one way it removes, and then other miseries, other diseases comes. So with that knowledge also, our Janma Mritu Jara Vyadhi, these are the 4 problems in this material world. They cannot solve it. So if you think in this way, then you will believe, of course, any knowledge, anything you want to do, you want to serve, right? You want to help, or you want to enjoy, right? anything you do, you will not be able to fully enjoy. When you get old, you're trying to solve problems of other, but you're getting problems by yourself. So that knowledge is nowhere helping you get the ultimate happiness or happiness for others. So what to do? Science are going to the moon, different planets. So these are all material. These all works on a material platform. So what is the ultimate knowledge that we should acquire? What is the ultimate duty we should perform by which we can be eternally happy and somebody can also be benefited by that? So that knowledge Krishna is giving to Arjuna. He is saying that knowledge is called devotional service. If you perform devotional service, what will happen? You will be able to connect people to Krishna, and Krishna is ready. He is just waiting for us to turn to him, and by leaving this body, you will be going to his planet, his loka, Goloka, and there you will not be having any misery, no birth, old age, diseases, nothing is there. So this knowledge helps us remove these problems which exist here in this material world. So this is the topmost knowledge. Knowledge is there. So many people are doing so many studies and trying to get to a level that I am top, but actually that is not the ultimate knowledge. So we should acquire this knowledge by which we can benefit somebody, remove those miseries permanently, which never will come again. So that is the topmost knowledge which Krishna is trying to give. And what is so this knowledge, it is told that in the Gurukulas it was taught there were 64 arts and 4 techniques, 14 techniques. So all this knowledge, 64 arts and 14 techniques, Krishna was able to learn. How many days? Anyone knows? Krishna also learned all this knowledge, right? When he came here in this material world, he also went to Gurukula. He also have a guru. What is his guru name? Anyone know? Sandipani Muni. So from his guru, he learned all this knowledge. In how many days? Anyone know? 64 days. In 64 days, he was able to get the complete knowledge. Of course, Krishna don't have to learn it from somebody, even from his guru. Sandipani Muni, he is also getting that knowledge from Krishna only. But since he came in this material world, he is performing a pastime like a ordinary person. So Krishna was able to understand everything in 64 days. Now that includes so many things like Sangeeta, Raga, medical, everything it includes. So that the complete knowledge used to be given in Gurukula in our ancient time. But now that kind of studies is no more. In all the colleges, universities, what we are learning is only material knowledge, by which we try to lord it over this material world. So that knowledge is not going to help self or anybody else. That is what we need to understand, revive, and get away with this material world and go to the Krishna Loka. Moving forward. Krishna tells that this is knowledge is so top secret, but there are people who do not accept it. Why? Why they do not accept it? Such a nice thing, right? But people are there who do not accept it. Why? Because of they do not have faith. They don't have faith in Krishna. If you do not have faith, what will happen? You will not be able to do anything, and that person will not be able to tell. In this world, without faith, nothing works. In our day-to-day life also, we need faith, right? If you go to the saloon, right? Like we go, they use a sharp knife, and we have faith that, okay, he will just cut the hair only, he will not cut our neck, right? We travel in the train, buses. We have faith in the driver that he will take us to the destination, right? So like that, there are so many various ways you can look at. You go to the college and university, you think that, okay, I will get degree. So you are having a faith. You don't inquire whether the previous students have got the degree or not. when you don't inquire with the driver that whether you are having a license or not, whether you did not meet any accidents. We don't inquire, right? We don't inquire too much. We just have a faith, and with that faith, we onboard and then go, right? So Krishna is also saying that if those who do not have faith in me, they cannot get this knowledge, or they reject it, they don't want to learn. So faith is the main thing. With the faith only we can know Krishna. This is far most important thing, that we need to develop faith. So we all need to understand that. And so, but faith, sometimes, what happens? We blindly believe. There should not be blind faith. There should be logic. It should be logic. Right? We should try to understand how it works with the logic. So that is the reason we are learning. So how Krishna takes care of this whole world, where he lives, all those informations are there. That is logic. So with that logic, we should have faith. We should not have a blind faith and go, and then we'll go nowhere else. We will fall down, and then it is not going to help. Like the faith, which is it is said that when a child is born, he has a faith. A mother has a faith that if the child is born, he is going to have milk, right? That is the arrangement of the Lord. It cannot be produced by anybody. So it is arrangement. So it is a guaranteed that if the child is born, he is going to get a milk from mother. It is produced. So that level of faith. So there are so many ways scientists have researched and found that even they are trying to create so many logics. By logic they want to produce so many things, but ultimately they come to a conclusion that there is some sort of faith required in terms of even producing some logic. Even somebody's logic is maybe illogic for somebody. So ultimately we need to have faith. So these are the things which Krishna explained in the previous slokas, and in this sloka number 4, which just we recited, he says, Maya tat midam sarvam jagat avyakta murtinam. He says, I am pervaded in this world. In what form? How? Jagat avyakta murtinam. Avyakta murtinam. He is there. Avyakta murtinam. Avyakta means it is not visible. We cannot see it, right? Like a phone is here. Phone is here. You all can see the phone. But if the phone is hidden, you cannot see the phone, right? But phone is available, right? So similarly, Krishna is there, and he is pervaded in this universe in avyakta murtinam. We cannot see with our eyes, right? Like Prabhupada tells in the purport, what he says, to see Krishna, we need to have atah Krishna namadi na bhaved griham indriyaham. We cannot see with our material senses, material eyes. So to see Krishna, what we need? We need so much of, we need to purify our senses. Our senses are contaminated with our desires. Desires to, I like something, I don't like something. Always we are in that mode. We like this, we don't like this. So when we purify our senses, we'll be able to see Krishna face to face. And when you purify it, what will happen? Krishna will give us that kind of chakshu, eyes to see him. It's not like you develop and then you get that kind of vision and see. Right? So Krishna is saying, I am pervaded in this material world in the form, which form? Avyakta murtinam. You will not be able to see. It is avyakta. It is not manifested. It is hidden. So there are so many things, right, in this world which we cannot see, right? So it doesn't mean if Krishna is not visible here, he is there in the form of deities. We can see it, but in the human form he is not seen, right? He is not available. We can't see. So it doesn't mean that he does not exist here, right? Like there are so many things in this world which we cannot see, like air, right? Can we see air? We can feel it, but we cannot see it. Bones, in the bones in our body we cannot see it. But we are able to see the bones by the help of X-ray, right? So there are like that so many things which we don't see in this world. We are not able to see with our vision, with this vision, we cannot see it. So what happens? We require some sort of instrument, right, by which we are able to see things which we cannot see with our this eye. So similarly, to see Krishna, what we need? Spiritual vision, right? We need to be spiritual. We need to spiritualize our vision, purify our existence. So that is the very big topic, right? What is spiritual? How can we do it? How, like we are able to, science are able to produce microscope to see small things, right, which we cannot see it. So that there we believe that okay, certain things are there by which we are able to see. The X-ray, the radio waves, we are able to see using some scientific instrument. There we have a belief that okay, this is there and I am able to see it. But here it is said, to see Krishna, what we need? Spiritual vision. So we need to cultivate spirituality in our life, and that way only we can see Krishna. Prabhupada explained, Atah Krishna Namadi. We cannot see Krishna by this indriya, this material vision, material form, because this is the five elements, mix of five elements, we cannot be able to see Krishna. We are a living entity, we are a soul, we are spiritual, but currently we are covered by this material existence. Bhumirapo Naluvayu, this five elements we are covered, so we cannot be able to see. So we need to spiritualize. How we can spiritualize? By doing spiritual practices. So there are various kind of spiritual practices, right? It is written in the Vedas, Upanishad, Puranas. There is various kind of spiritual practices by which people try to purify, spiritualize their existence. But Krishna says, to see me, this all austerity, yagna and jnana is not going to help you see me. You will not be able to see Krishna by all this austerity, yagna, jnana. It's not possible. How you can see Krishna? There are two things only. One is you purify yourself and then please him, right? You make him happy. So by performing a devotional services, if Krishna is happy, then he will give you that vision. So with that vision only, we will be able to see Krishna. Just like in the Kurukshetra, what happened when Krishna wanted to see, Arjuna wanted to see Krishna, that I want to see your Vishwarupa, Virat Rupa. What Krishna is saying, I am exist this way, I am exist in that way. So many examples, theoretically given in previous chapter, but Arjuna saying that I want to see that in the visual form. So what happened? Krishna, he manifested in the Vishwarupa, and he's saying, you see me. But Arjuna was not able to see anything. So what happened then? Krishna given him Divya Chakshu. Why he is given? Because Arjuna is a friend, he is a pure person, is Pandava, they never committed any sinful activity, they never harmed somebody. So they were very pious. Pandavas were very pious, and especially Arjuna. So Krishna given him that vision, and by that vision he was able to see Krishna. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, that even Krishna exists in this material world, in the Avakta Murtinam, we will not be able to see unless we are purified. So purify in the Kali Yuga, what is the process to get purified? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This simple method, if you chant his name, glorifying him, you do Shravanam, Kirtanam all the time, you will feel that you are getting purified, and you will be able to realize in your surroundings, whatever is you feel something wonderful, and you realize how Krishna has manifested this material world. He says, right, that by doing this spiritual practices, Harinam Sankirtana, chanting his name, sitting in the Bhagavatam class, reading scriptures, doing some services in the temple, you will feel, he's saying that by doing it, you will feel very blissful, you will enjoy, you will not feel burdened that I have got so much of work, By doing it itself, it will give you so much of pleasure, and at the same time, it is going to purify you also. So this is very wonderful things. Otherwise, if you do anything apart from serving Krishna, you will feel like burden, right? You don't want to continue it. In 8 hours, we get exhausted in the office and we come back. But if you see, in the temple, devotees are always busy. They are busy more than us. I do 8-9 hours of work. I get exhausted, and I feel, how can I, when I can, get the retirement, like that feeling I get. But the devotees, they continue doing services until they die. They leave the body. So by doing that, they feel always happy. So it is so sukham. This is what Krishna says. So although Krishna is Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Jai Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. I'll take 5 more minutes to conclude this class. So he says that although he is there in his abode, which is Goloka Vrindavan, but he exists here also. How? In the form of Avyakta Murtinam. He is in the form of Paramatma, right? He is there in everyone's heart, all the living being. Paramatma is there. But what Paramatma does? Paramatma will not help you to take you to the Vaikuntha or Goloka. He is there just to help you fulfill your desire. Whatever karma you are doing, based on your karma, Paramatma is going to give you the outcome. So he just help you. He is like neutral. But who can help? You get to the Krishna Guru, right? Spiritual master. The spiritual master is special person sent by Krishna to provide this knowledge by which they can develop love with the Lord. Paramatma is there in everyone's heart. All the living beings, animals, all the planets, Paramatma is there. But are they really having the loving exchange with the Lord? No. Paramatma is there just to help with fulfilling your desire. So that is what we need to realize. Even if you realize that there is a Paramatma inside us, and Paramatma is nothing but Krishna himself, and we are a Jiva. So with that knowledge, with that realization also, we will be having very good relations with everybody, right? So he says, if you have that kind of Maitripuna, friendship relationship with everyone, and you respect everyone, and then you perform devotional service to me, you will be able to come to me. You will not be committing any sinful activities. When you realize that God is there in everyone's heart, what will happen? When you are going to meet that person, actually you are meeting that person, but actually there is a Krishna, Paramatma is there in the heart. So wonderful. So we need to know this and realize this. When you know and realize, and then you act based on that realization, it is so wonderful. It is so wonderful. And ultimately, it helps us when we leave this body, we will go to Krishna Loka. And then in the last line he says, Matasthani sarva bhutani na chaham devasthitaha. He says, all beings are in me, but I am not in them. He says, all the beings, all the living entity, everything are in Krishna only. But he says, I am not in them. It is a little confusing. Everyone is in Krishna, but Krishna is not here with us. Just like the sunshine, right? You see, sun is there far, far away, right? But his presence is there or not here? We can see sunlight, right? With the sunlight there, so you can see Krishna is here, sun is there. Normally we say, a sun is here. Actually, sun is not here. What is here? Light is here. Sun is far, far away, and his light is here. So, similarly, Krishna is far away in his personal abode, in the Goloka, but his energy, his Aishwarya is here, by which we are able to live here. We are, as a living entity, we try to fulfill our karma. So similarly, like sun is there far away, his energy is there. With that, we are getting so much energy, by sun. So similarly, Krishna is there far away, and his energy exists in this material world, which is making everything functions with the help of Maya Devi, Durga Devi. The Durga Devi takes care of this material world. So Durga Devi is nothing but his energy, his external energy. So Durga Devi takes care of this word. Krishna is far away. So that's how. And he says, I am not in them. How he is not here with us? How we can understand? Can anyone tell? Tell me. You want to say something? So he said, since everyone is within me, but I am not in them. We see a pot, right? If you keep a pot, you see sun is visible in the pot. Actually, sun is not visible. Sun is not here in the pot. That's what he says. I am not in them. It's a little difficult to explain and for you to understand. Maybe you can go home, try to understand, and then able to hear more and more lectures, so you will be able to understand. This is a little contradictory. So I'm not going deeper into it. But what happened when he says he is Avyakta Murtinam? In this word, Krishna is not here, he is in Avyakta form. That's why the Mayavadi and other sampradaya, they feel that the Lord is like a Nirankar. He has no form. They feel like that. They think like that. And with that, they worship. How they will worship it? With a Nirankar, which has no form, how can you worship? Maybe you can just say, it's so beautiful, what a wonderful word. Maybe you can have appreciation, but you will not be able to worship. Worship means you are able to exchange your relation, your bhava with the Lord. But with the Nirankar, which has no form, you cannot worship. So, with this shloka, they said that the Lord is having no forms. It is Nirankar, which is not correct. But Krishna is saying, I pervade in this material world in Avyakta form. Even though this Avyakta Murtinam is coming from where? It is coming from Krishna only, right? So this Nirankar is also coming from Krishna only. So he created, he pervaded. So by that you can understand that there is nothing like Nirankar and all. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we try to develop love with him, and to do this, we need to perform these spiritual practices by which we can purify, and with that purification, we will be able to see the Lord, and you can get ultimate happiness, right? He is so attractive, and by just looking at him, having his darshan, we feel that our so many of miseries are gone, right? We feel so blissful, rallies. So Krishna is that. The Lord is all attractive. It's not like, see, Krishna says, I am, in all the rivers, I am Ganges, right? He superlatively form, he says, I am the superior in everything. But how can you perform, how can you worship them? Although in India, people worship, right? The superlative things, they worship. But actually, in the Shastra, it is not mentioned that by doing that kind of worship, you will be able to get the ultimate benefit. You may be able to appreciate, you can, slowly you can grow to a level, but to get the ultimate benefit, what we should do? Perform Harinam Sankirtan, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so with that, I will like to conclude the class. If anyone have any questions, you can please ask. Thank you. Any questions? Mataji, Prabhu? No questions? Okay, very nice. So I really thank you for patiently hearing me. And we'll have Aarti. We can stand and then do Sankirtana. Hare Krishna.